Welcome home, Rat Pack. Marcus here, and welcome to Comfort Cartoons, the show where I collect absolutely everything from the late 90s to the 2000s, all the way to the... I actually don't know how that's working. When I do these gags at the beginning, I don't have an actual light switch. They just kind of happen, but this one's weird. Nosferatu. But I hope you beautiful people are having an amazing day, and if you guys aren't, you know the drill. Hash bringing, hash kinging, binging, blinging, hash slinging slasher, camera flip. It's about to get a whole lot brighter, Rat Pack, because your boy is here. And today, we are going to be doing one of my favorite things in the world. And that is going to be adding some SpongeBob stuff to the collection. If you guys have been here for a while, you guys may know I've been doing this storage series where I've been picking up these huge lots of nostalgic goods that come right out of storage units, paying a lump sum price and trying to see how much value we can get back in return from those hauls. And if you've watched the last few episodes, there's few, if not any, SpongeBob items in them. And that is because I've been putting anything that was SpongeBob related to the side in order to make this video covering an only SpongeBob storage haul. There's a couple items in there that I threw and that I picked up off camera that I wanted to share with you guys. But other than that, it's going to be all stuff that was out of storage units. I can't wait to check all of it out with you guys. Everything in that container down there, I paid $80 for roughly. It's hard because we did so many different videos. I had to take like a small percentage off of those numbers and add it into this. So I'd say it's a little bit more or a little bit less, somewhere in that ballpark. But without any further ado, let's go ahead, sit on down, check out some of the fun stuff that we found. And of course, at the end of this, we're going to add it to the collection. No Coke Zero today.
What?
I've been updating you guys on I've been trying to drink a whole gallon of water a day, and gosh, it is hard. It's like part of your job is drinking water to get this done. I usually get to about here almost every single night. I'm like, I'm gonna get past it today. I get to about here, and then that's when I feel like I'm gonna violently throw up water. So I don't know what it is. That's the plateau line. That's where I just meet a wall. So I'm hoping today maybe I can make it happen. So let's go ahead and get into this, guys. I'm gonna start off with the item that is like not from the storage haul. It's just a bonus item I wanted to include in this video because I got it off camera and I wanted to share it with you guys like I always do. And this is a dream come true item. Absolutely incredible. I paid $20 for it. And this is the first ever officially licensed plush for the hash slinging slasher, dude.
That is sick.
It is so dope. So it's actually the silhouette of the hash slinging slasher that you see kind of haunting the Krusty Krab, you know, before he actually is able to get into the restaurant, and we find out it's this guy.
Can I have a job application? I brought my own spatula.
So looking at it though, this is actually not a plush technically. Listen closely. That isn't a perfect like cartoon sound effect squeak. That's honestly, sounds like we edited that in there. That's incredible. But this is actually by the company Bark. So this is from the Bark boxes. So many of you guys may know I did a video with one of my best friends who's unfortunately no longer with us, with Daisy, where I got to open up a Bark box with her and she could experience all the different stuff that was in there. And one of the items I was hoping for was to get this hash slinging slasher, but they did a version 2 of the Bark box and that's where he appeared in. So it was only random. Certain boxes had different toys in them, but only like 1 out of 3 or 1 out of 4 came with a hash slinging slasher. And I decided to just find it and buy it, and I was able to finally find one. So here he is right here. I love the tag. It says open forever. Which is the sign they have on the Krusty Krab in that episode. When you open it up too, it's got everything inside of it. It's got the crinkle grunt squeaker, and we'll save this one for a moment here. You got the hash slinging slasher, and then it has a little description there. On the night shift, there is no greater threat than the hash slinging slasher. Is your pup brave enough to reveal his true identity? And that is because inside of here, inside of this plush, if your dog rips it up, actually does reveal the character that plays the hash-slinging slasher role within that episode.
So you technically get 2 figures that have never gotten anything, right?
Yeah, technically you get the first appearance in plush form of both his lore form and also him himself. So incredible. If I can get a second one, I might just open one up so that way I can have another one separate. But since I only have one right now, I am going to leave this guy just like this. This guy is freaking sick. A grail, freaking true incredible item. So that item I paid $20 for. I think it's worth about 20. There's only one person that's online selling them as of right now. So if you go in and pick up one, you know, let them know that Comfort Cartoons sent you, you know, because they might get a little influx and we want to, you know, let them know that the Red Pack had their back for selling SpongeBob merch. And being able to actually make it accessible for me to get one without having to buy multiple bark boxes. So that one we'll go ahead and add as no value because I didn't include that in the overall value here. Next up here we have the SpongeBob metal figures complete set here. So it comes with a set of 4 different characters. You got Mr. Krabs, Patrick, Squidward, and SpongeBob. You may have seen we picked these up at Five Below and they were individually boxed. This one is a 4-pack which has all of them in it and you can get this on Amazon. And this was sent over to me by Jada Toys. And this one's again not part of the storage haul, so I want to do all this stuff first. They sent me one to add to my collection, but also one for free to give away to you beautiful people. So I'm going to be giving this away to one of you amazing members of the Ret Pack for absolutely free. Shipping's paid for, everything. It's just going to arrive at your door as a little prize for being a part of the Ret Pack. We're going to be doing that on Whatnot. That's the easiest way that we can get it shipped out to you with your address, all that information with the label paid for. And that link will be in the description. If you guys haven't signed up for Whatnot, you heard me do the spiel before, you get 15 bucks for free. It's honestly an incredible site. We have so much fun over there. Plus, you have a little extra incentive now, being that you can actually win this beautiful guy right here. And I'll be doing it at the start of the next stream that comes out after this video. Let's get into the actual bin, shall we? Yeah. So let's start off with the Luchador Bob.
Dang.
Nacho! Get the corner of my face. We have the Luchador Bob. So looking at him, he looks nice. I mean, he is nice, but go ahead and give him a little push down on his belly.
Whoa.
He's Crunchy Boy. And usually I don't like collecting the Crunchy Boy SpongeBobs or any of the Crunchy Carnival prizes. If you guys don't know what a Crunchy Boy is, a Crunchy Boy is usually those Carnival prizes you see that are extremely light and they're really stiff. They're not soft, you know. It's like the opposite of like a Squishmallow or a Squish Me. It's like super crunchy. And if they can snap and like different parts of them can break. But what they did with him is he's crunchy on the body part, but his legs are actually normal plush. So it doesn't give him that same crunchy like snap and switch aesthetic to him. He actually doesn't even really look like a Crunchy Boy from a distance, right?
No, yeah, he's got pretty good stitching and everything going on.
Yeah, like he's a solid one. I think it's because it's one of those OG ones, 2005. And this guy still has the green label tag on him. So when I got this, I am not gonna lie, when I opened this up from one of the storage hauls, he was filthy. And my biggest fear was, I wash all of our plushies usually, but I have no clue how this Crunchy Boy would react inside of the washer or in the dryer. So I was like, okay, hopefully I can get a lot of this up. So I used some Tide to Go sticks, I used a lint roller, and man, that's a clean bowl. That's a clean sponge right there. Doesn't look too bad. So how much is he worth? I have no clue. Like I said, this is part of our $80 haul. We'll go ahead and give it a ballpark price. And doing a ballpark price, I couldn't really find exactly this one sold. I found some smaller ones, but not this size one sold. I would imagine that it is a carnival price, so it's semi-rare. Because of their crunchiness, I think a lot of them get thrown out. And even when they get donated, they look so beat up and just like disgruntled that they do usually get donated. So unless it was just set somewhere and preserved, they usually don't last very long. So I'm gonna go ahead and say I would pay as much as 20 for it, but I think the average person 15.
I'd say 15 is pretty solid.
Yeah, I think 15 is a very fair price considering it is a Crunchy Boy. If he was softer, I would think maybe like 30 maybe dollars with a tag
that's
on
when
it.
it starts going up.
Yeah, but since it's not, I'm gonna go ahead and say 15 as well. So 15. I love his freaking wrestling boots though. I just love this plushie altogether. His arms are so high up because you know he's like All right, so there's our first item right there. Okay, next up here we have some Thai plushies. Let's get these ones out here. We have a SpongeBob here, and this is our classic SpongeBob. I do already have this one in the collection. It's one of my favorite SpongeBob plushies because this is actually one that my mom picked up for me. I don't have a lot of items that my mom got me that were SpongeBob related, so I cherish them. A lot of the stuff I've gotten in the last few years, but my mom got me this not this particular one, but this particular SpongeBob, and I have it sitting in my bedroom on my nightstand because he's just, you know, it just reminds me of our favorite happy yellow guy, and that reminds me of my mom. So this plush will always have a place in my heart, but I don't necessarily know if it's super valuable. It doesn't have its tag on there either. But one that I do think is a little bit more rare is we have the Mr. Krabs plushie, and I mean, I don't even know Mr. Krabs has gotten a plushie, like a decent quality plushie, I should say, in a long time. Like he's gotten some of like the Walmart like $5 plushies and stuff like that, but I don't think he's gotten like a nice plushie in a few years. Even if you look at the Squish Me brand ones right there, Gary got one, Sandy even got one, Squidward, but they didn't do Mr. Krabs.
I think it's just the arms. It must be hard to, you know, go with, or the eyes even.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but maybe he doesn't have that cuddly crab look. So this one's really sick. I don't have a lot of Mr. Krabs plushies, so I'm gonna have to find a place for him, because again, not every item can come into the cavern here. This is our display room, but you know, being a Mr. Krabs plush, I'm gonna have to find a way to work up there and put him in that little section, because there's a Thai plankton. He's bigger than Mr. Krabs.
Yeah, he is.
All right, so we have these two Thai guys right here. Let's go ahead and check these ones out. We'll put a ballpark on them. Right now, we've got 15 subtracted from 80. If I can at least break even on this, I'm happy, because it's SpongeBob stuff. You've been struck by a smooth maniac. There he goes. So 10 bucks for this guy, another 12 bucks for this. Let's just call him 20 to make it a whole number here. So there, well, I guess 22 is a whole number too, but an easier number to add. Calculator. All right, so we're at 35 bones here. We've just done plushies. I have some more plushies actually. Let's get out something else here. Let's get out some books.
Something solid.
Yeah, so of course I've gotten a couple books here. You know, every storage locker's got books. So I got a few in here. And what would any book haul be without the most famous of all books?
No way. Oh my god.
The Tour de Bikini Bottom, the most common book that we find. Me and Mitchell have agreed there's two books actually. And that's this book and also the book Soccer Star. Those two books are by far the most common books. I don't know what it is about those books, if they were just printed an unbelievable amount, or if they were not read as much, so therefore they stayed in good condition. Couldn't tell you. But we got that book there. But besides that, we got some ones, dude, we do not have in the collection. And one of them is a chapter book, which I'm always pumped to add, one of these SpongeBob chapter books. And that's For the Love of Bubbles. So these chapter books, you'll see that you can know them because they have these SpongeBob here on the top like this, and then they have the title down there on the side. I believe there's more than 20 of these books, but somehow we always see the same ones. I have never seen this one before, so I'm super excited to add to the collection. You can see, I've never actually even read this book, and I don't think this one, most of the chapter books are usually based off of episodes. I don't think that this one is. I mean, he's the best employee of the month, and he's also the best customer. I'm trying to just like briefly, because I'm definitely gonna read this guy, but I'm trying to see like briefly what the book might be about.
Did he lose his memory or something?
Yeah, it looks like he...
Just kind of like Who Bob What Pants?
I think this is kind of like Who Bob What Pants, because he runs for mayor here. You got the nasty patty. It's like, that's what I love about the books, man. He becomes the mayor of New Kelp City. So it's basically the Who Bob What Pants, but with a small merger of different episodes kind of incorporated into it with some twists that aren't in the actual episode. So it gives you a whole different like vibe to the episode and introduces new concepts and things that you just wouldn't see on the shows. And that's my favorite thing about reading the books. I love the ones that are just straight, you know, reiterations of the episodes, but I think the best ones are these ones where it's just like completely off topic of the episode. So next one up here we have is a hardcover book. Hear that? Hardcover. And it's 5 stories in one reader's collection. And these, I'm pretty sure, are books that already exist, of course, but they were made into a compilation book here.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it has the titles in the front of them.
Oh, there you go. Moms are the best here. So this is the whole book. So yeah, these are all those books just kind of compiled into one. But honestly, this book is a nicer quality. The print quality of the pages and the actual, you know, hardcover would probably make this the preferred reading method though. So a lot of fun there. That's the hardcover book of that one. And so this book over here we do have in the collection already, but man, I don't think I've ever taken a close look at it with you guys before. I've used it in a video before as a reference piece, but I never actually showed it. So this is the SpongeBob experience. Probably, if I were to say as somebody who's read a lot of SpongeBob books, my favorite. Like if you were to have one SpongeBob book in your collection, if you didn't have all that, you would have one book. I think this is the de facto, the #1 book. You get the box slipcover here. Comes with all the different like storyboard post-it notes on it, which again, if you guys don't know, this is actually a reference to the actual Nickelodeon storyboard room, where when you go to that door, it is completely plastered from top to bottom in post-it notes from different artists that have worked on SpongeBob. Goosebumps. Literally beautiful. I've been fortunate enough to see it in real life, and seeing all the products that reference it is just amazing to see. And just that nod to something that's so specific. So opening it up though, you've got some incredible pages in here, man. Like look at the image quality. Talking about image quality, it is beautifully printed. You get all these different art forms in here, but I think the best thing about this book is it kind of explains to you from start to finish SpongeBob's inception, breakdowns of different characters, the locations, the world in itself, and you get these amazing like showpieces, fixtures within the book for free. Well, not for free, but you probably paid for it, but you know, it's in there. So you have this early concept even a SpongeBob here, and I'm not gonna go through every page. You can pause it at any point if you wanna see something a little bit closer, but these are all storyboard images, concept shots. You even get these guys right here, which are again, the storyboard images, kind of like 3Ds. You can kind of see, you know, some of the transitions there, and they have this three-dimensional feel to them that makes it so much cooler. You have the earliest version of Bikini Bottom there before it was, you know, completely fleshed out. This is just the concept for it. So I'm just stopping to look at all the collectibles, hypothetically, you could call them, that are added within the book as well. The meme in the highest quality. Like you could only get that from the straight source, man. You can see those blood vessels popping.
Yuck.
So you get this right here, which is a poster.
Bold and brash.
Squidward
Sick.
in his best performance yet. So that poster comes in here. Squidward Tentacles Cashier, his name tag. You even get the comic book here with a lot of the pages from different SpongeBob comics. Not the full book in here, but but it is the comic book cover on here as well too. That's its own little piece there, along with the second comic right there as well too. The Krusty Krab recipe.
Sealed up.
Top secret. We'd have to open this up and look inside.
Nice try.
Nice try, Mr. Krabs.
That's funny.
And that's like a little collectible. Like you could easily, if you wanted to, take this out and just put it in your collection. I personally think it just looks way cooler in the book itself. The evil plans. It has some of Plankton's most infamous plans. The brain control from his first appearance in the show. You have the crab bot here. Dr. P. Langton. This is from the actual Christmas episode, yeah. Some different SpongeBob moments there. And that kind of sums it up. I mean, there's a lot to look in that book there. You also have these Squidward art cards as well, too.
Whoa, that's sick.
Yeah, they're really, really good. It's like a collectible in itself, and I think the book, you can usually get it online for about 40 to 50 bucks.
So that's about retail for the book still.
Yeah, so it basically has stayed at the same price. So even used, it's about 40 to 50 bucks. We'll just go ahead and do 40 in the lower end of it. But when the book came out, yeah, it was $50. So an incredible, solid, well-built book. And I think, like I said, if you have one SpongeBob book, this is the one to get. 50 bucks. Do 40 on the price tag though overall. It came out for the 20th anniversary. Maybe we'll get another one or something similar for the 25th anniversary. That'd be really cool. But let's add that to our total. So we also forgot to add these books in. So I'd say that these are all go from anywhere from like $5 to $8, but we're just gonna go ahead and give it a rounded price of $10 for the whole lot here. So making it a total of 50. And with that 50, that brings us to $85. So once again, I'm always shocked when we do these. Like when we're looking at it, I'm like, okay, that seems like maybe about what I paid. But now that I'm doing it, I'm like, I think we're really gonna get past that level, like that price by a lot, by at least maybe double.
That would be the goal, I guess, right?
Yeah, and I mean, again, when it comes to the storage lots, not everything in those do I keep. So I'm like, you know, I kind of want to at least get my value back. But with these videos, like I'm keeping every single thing in this. So as long as I break even, at least I paid, you know, I got a good price for everything, and that's a win.
Which now we're in a $5 above what you paid.
Let's do it. Okay, this one slipped in here, I think, because it wasn't supposed to be in here, but we'll talk about it anyway. This is Jimmy Timmy Power Hour on DVD. The first episode of the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour. And one thing I think is interesting about the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour, try saying that 5 times fast. Jimmy Timmy Power Hour, Jimmy Timmy Power Hour, Jimmy Timmy Power Hour, Jimmy Timmy Power Hour, Jimmy Timmy Power Hour. It's actually not that hard, it's just more the breath.
Just a lot of long words coming out.
One thing that's crazy about this is it's actually listed as a Jimmy Neutron episode rather than you'd think. I guess I would have thought it was like an episode for both of them, but it's actually a Jimmy Neutron episode is included as a part of his seasons rather than the Fairly Odd Parents. It doesn't actually include it in its seasons at all. It's just an additional thing.
Free?
Value on that, we'll just do free because it's not supposed to be in here. Yeah. But let's do the disc since we're in the disc section. So we have some disc here. We have SpongeBob Season 4 Volume 1. And this one is brand new sealed. I do have another one of these in the collection. So this is my second one because I'm working on getting all their original releases sealed. Once you get past Season 3, they become a little bit easier to find. But Season 4 Volume 1 is because the first 3 seasons, they give you the full season in one go. But then with Season 4, for some reason, they divided it into Volume 1 and Volume 2. And the only reason I could think is money. But I don't know, maybe it was like half the price of the Season 3 one. I don't know, I don't remember what they retail cost when my mom bought them as a kid. So if it was like half the cost, then I guess it was just, I don't know, for collecting's sake. I don't even know why they would have done that. But that's Season 4, Volume 1 sealed. I don't know the value on this, we'll find out. This game is one I've never seen before, and that is SpongeBob SquarePants Nightmare, which is a PC game, and I'm pretty familiar with most SpongeBob games, but I've never seen this game before. I think it's something, I guess what you would say is like, it's almost like the Creature from the Krusty Krab, but a PC game, which most of the games, they just kind of had like their own little separate PC game that was called the same thing, but this one's just its own little phenomenon. I would say has to be slightly rare because this is the only one I've ever seen, and it just kind of popped up in one of the storage units. And this right here is a win, but also a loss. This is a Nickelodeon Theater's projector screen. So we have a book here in the collection that this actually goes to, and I'm kind of piece by piece building this book. So this book is it right here. Shout out to my man Limestone Picker who actually sent this one in the fan mail. But this right here is the book. It would have come on like a bigger, I guess you'd say cardboard, or like, I don't even know what the material is, like a bigger piece. And there would have been a little like slot here for this machine to go here, and also some projection slides to go all the way down. And then you would be able to project, as you're reading the book, it would let you know, like, bring up this projection shot, so that way you could put it on your wall just like this. So it's quite literally your own little SpongeBob movie theater that kind of goes hand in hand with the book. Really cool product. Only problem is the book with everything together goes for like $100. It's such a specific, I think, like nostalgic thing for people because it's so weird that it's pretty pricey. They also have Disney ones too, but I don't know how many Nickelodeon ones it did. I think it's just this one because it was like to incorporate Nickelodeon as a whole. And I got this in the storage locker. Person told me they looked everywhere in the storage unit. They looked through all the stuff and they didn't see anything. That I told them screenshots of what it should have looked like. They couldn't find anything besides this. So I'm really glad to have this, but now we gotta find those.
The reels?
Yeah, those reels. Maybe somebody out there has the book and it's like in not good condition, or they have the reels, but this is lost. And if you're that person, let us know and maybe we can pick it up from you, or maybe I'll find that down the line and we'll be able to add to it. But as of right now, that's what we've got from this collection. So just cool, I guess, to have one piece of it. I wish we just had one, you know?
Just to see what it looked like, yeah.
Just to test it out, exactly. But a pretty cool piece nonetheless. So let's value this stuff. This guy, I'm gonna say no value because it's just incomplete, just an interesting piece. These two, let's go ahead and check it out. Okay, so I couldn't find volume 1 sealed, but we did find volume 2 sealed, and this person sold it for $50, which is just I really like, as much as I like, from the way I view SpongeBob collecting, it's something that I have such a passion for that, like, this could be $500 disc or it could be a $5 disc and I would love it the exact same. It's just the fact that it just sucks that things for some reason get so inflated because somebody finds something and they don't see the other one listed, so they just throw it to the moon, and then the price goes for like something crazy because somebody else who just really wants it is willing to pay that. But I firmly believe that neither of this one or volume 2 are worth $50. So I'm gonna go ahead and say we're just gonna put $15 on there because I got my last one for $15, and if you look hard enough, and eventually you can find them for way less. But that is the one we could find for reference. I don't think that it's worth that much though, so we only added $15 to the price for it. Okay, and then this game right here goes for about $25 in pre-owned condition. So we definitely got our value back. And I do these values because I want to make sure that I get my money's worth, I guess you'd say, in this art of collecting. But honestly, I in a lot of ways miss sometimes of days where like everything was just dirt cheap and you could get like a lot like this for like 40 bucks because no one cared. Now I have to, you know, work the system a little bit, getting connected with certain people. But like 4 years ago, I was able to just go online on eBay, Mercari, get huge lots of SpongeBob stuff for like 50 bucks. And that was it. But now it's just gotten more popular. So therefore, it's just, you got to be a little bit more crafty with how you do it. All right, keeping it going here. Get some sports stuff out of here.
Sports.
We got Baller Bob. This is one of the funniest plushies ever. It is SpongeBob balling out. He's got like this Harlem Globetrotters like type of outfit on. And I actually had this plushie as a kid. Speaking of these carnival prizes, I remember winning one of these SpongeBobs, like a jumbo size one, at the Knott's Berry Farm.
Ooh.
And it was on one of those basketball hoops, you know?
Fitting.
I remember when I went with one of my friends who lived in the same like community as me, I guess you'd say, and his name was Johnny Boy.
Johnny Boy.
That it sounds like a fake friend I just made up, but his name was Johnny Boy.
What, you got Johnny Test as your neighbor?
It was just a guy, his grandpa's name was John, so they called him Johnny Boy. I don't know, but he and his grandpa took me to Knott's Berry Farm. And, you know, I was there just kind of like, oh, I'm the friend, you know, so like I'll do whatever you guys let me do. So Johnny Boy, he wanted to play the basketball hoop, you know, and he takes a shot, you know, he misses, and it's unfortunate. I was rooting him on, like, come on, Johnny Boy, you got this. And then his grandpa, like, you know, he's like, oh, well, you can go and do it now too. And I was like, are you sure? You know, like some. You know, I'm just a guest here, really. And he's like, yeah, go ahead and do it, you know. So, you know, just kind of be fair, I guess. He let me go ahead and do it, and I'm like, all right, sweet. Shout out to Johnny Boy's grandpa, Johnny Man. And, you know, I got the ball. I'm thinking like, oh, yeah, I'm going to probably miss this, too. Because I'm like, you know, who knows if this is even real. So then I just like, whoop. And little did I know, that thing hit nothing but net. Swished right in. I tried to do this a couple of years back, and the results were not the same. This is how you waste a ridiculous amount of money on bullshit. But that time I won, and I got one of these jumbo SpongeBobs, a bigger size one that was the Baller Bob. And that was me, Baller Bob, walking around the location. I'll never forget that memory. So having this little mini version is still pretty cool to add to the collection.
I love that he's 1/3 as well.
Yeah, right, 1/3. And with this also we have a ball here. And I actually need to get like one of these style pumps. We've needed it like at least 3 times on this show already. And I still don't have one, so eventually I'm gonna have to pick up one of those style pumps. But this is just a classic SpongeBob, like I don't know what you call it, it's like a handball?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, like a little mini handball. I don't know what the value on this is or the Baller Bob, but priceless. This one goes for about 10 bucks. Not bad at all. And then this Baller Bob here, sometimes it's the design, like, you know, that's why rarity doesn't always mean value either. Like, I think he's relatively semi-rare considering, like, what he is, but he's not really a design that you necessarily associate with SpongeBob. I can only think of, like, one late season episode where they ever play basketball, and it's not something you'd really think, like, oh, I want a SpongeBob playing basketball for my collection, you know? So it's not really that pricey. I'd say, like, less than $5, but we give him $5 on screen along with the ball here. Okay, keeping it moving here, let's do our plushies, finish these off then. We have a Gary plush, one of the few Gary plushies. I was really shocked to see this guy. I did give him a little spa day too and give him a little wash down. So he's looking a lot cleaner than when I actually got him out the storage unit. But this is a later one. I would say maybe 2015, but 2016. So 2016. But it looks so much older, right?
They did really good at making it look vintage, yeah.
Yeah, it has a vintage look to it for sure, but he's not super old. And since we already have this Gary in here, I don't know if he's gonna find a place here in the background.
That, and we have the hanging one.
Yeah, the row of Garys up there. So I don't necessarily know, but I do like him nonetheless, and I definitely do want to archive him in the collection. So that's our last plushie here, and the rest of this stuff, man.
Maybe you could put him on one of those bigger SpongeBob's heads.
That's true. Let's see how he looks. He's too small.
What about the Kid Robot one?
I mean, maybe if I could pull this out a little bit, it wouldn't look terrible. Kid Robot, make a Gary. But nonetheless, we got Gare Bear. Okay, so boom, there we go. Gary is about 10 bucks. We couldn't find one sold. I think there's older ones that are more pricey, but I think you can go for at least, you could get 10 for them really, really easily. So I'm gonna say $10. All right, now we have one of my favorite items in this haul here. And this is something I've been looking for a long time at a good price. And I'm so glad we just ended up stumbling upon one. And that is the final Universal Studios drink cup for SpongeBob.
Ooh.
Boom.
Dang, you got 2 in 1?
2 in 1. You got SpongeBob and Patrick together. So let me go get the other drink cups so we can take a look at them as a group. Okay, so now we have all 3 of them. This one's a little dusty, so sorry about that. But this is the first one they released. I believe this one's 2002. Yeah, 2002. So this is the first ever SpongeBob drink cup they ever released. Then they released this one in 2003, which this one was the one that was like kind of discontinued the quickest, because this one was around from 2002, and I think even after 2002 they kept using this one for a while, but this one popped up for a period of time again at Universal Studios in Universal Florida. And then the most recent version we got was in 2013, which I don't know if this one's only in Florida or if it was here in California too, but from 2013, so the yellow label era. But I gotta say, man, the best one is this one.
Design and like utility is just unmatched.
Yeah, so this one is cool. It's got that classic season 1 look to it. This one though, my goodness, you got the bubbles everywhere. You get both SpongeBob and Patrick. You would be wearing this with a lanyard attached to the rim here. And if you look here, you were able to get bubbles with it. So I think that's why this one was discontinued the fastest, because it became more of a process, I'm sure, for the workers to fill these up and do all this stuff, rather than this one, you just pop it open, fill it up. This one, pop it open, fill it up. This one, you had to have this whole bubble mechanic installed there. You have to keep those in stock along with the stems that go in there. But when you would pop open this little thing here, of course, there was a little bubble blower you could pull out. That's the only thing missing on this one, that would snap into here. And then the little bubble blowing piece would sit there with the bubbles in it. And if you look in the back here, you have a little straw port to where you could blow through SpongeBob's lips the bubble.
That's so cool.
Yeah, like you could literally blow bubbles with SpongeBob at Universal Studios. That is so fun.
Just like take a sip and then blow immediately, just blowing out like soda bubble.
You just take a big sip of that Coke Zero, and then you have a burp, you just this floating Coke burp. Disgusting, but I think Nickelodeon official. So really clean. And Mitchell had a good question. He was like, does the drink actually go into Patrick? And surprisingly, it does. This would be a pain in the butt to clean.
Oh yeah, if it's like in the tips about it, like you're not cleaning that.
And the fact you have this tube in the middle here.
Probably just have to put soap and water, just shake it and hope.
Yes, but the big thing about these is you always can find them, but without their straws. This one I see all the time, but with no straw. This one I never see with a straw or without a straw. And then when I do see it, it's without the straw. So to have the straw is clutch. And then this one is the most common one, I'd say, because it's newer.
And they built it in.
They built it into it. I've never really loved the design of this one, just because the way that they made his legs work in there is so strange. He's supposed to be like sitting in a cross-leg position, but it really looks painful. Like it looks like he's doing some kind of weird yoga position. I think he's kind of supposed to be by the hands he's doing, you know?
Oh yeah.
He's kind of doing like
a meditative state.
Yeah, like a meditative state. I think that was kind of a forced like thing to make it work in that form factor. I think the best one is this one. Most classic is this one. But now we officially have all all 3 Universal Studios cups. The best things about these, they make great display pieces. So this one's definitely gonna have a place here. I think this is the Green Label era, so it might be going on display over there in the Green Label stuff. This one will be going back over there, some of the more modern items. All right, so this guy, we're gonna give a price of 15. We couldn't find this one sold. We did find a couple other ones that were listed for like 20 bucks, but there was only like 2 or 3 available. So I think it's just because it's not like a very well-known one. So we're gonna give it $15 on screen comparatively to the other one that's way more common. I think 15 is a really fair price for it.
And we're at a little over double.
Oh yeah, we're adding this up. There we go, we're over double. Again, it's like, I'm excited, but like, I'm already just so glad that I got this for a good deal. Like, I love all this stuff. So let's see what we got in here next. This one, dude. Okay, so we have let's do some vehicles here.
Some vehicles.
Some vehicles. So, you know I've been collecting all those Imaginext figures, right?
Yes.
I couldn't believe it when I saw this one. This is the Imaginext figure for the paddy wagon.
Whoa.
And look at it, dude. As it
Oh,
rolls.
the pickles and the cheese roll?
Yeah.
That's sick.
The pickles with the pickle wheels.
Oh, actually, sorry, the lettuce. Yeah,
Yeah, the lettuce and the cheese actually rotate as it's driving. And you got the little
the rotor.
The little rotor, so propeller on the back there. And then look, double grease trap engine.
That's sick.
The details are insane on this guy. And what you can do is you can actually put different characters inside of here or items and fling them with this spatula additional piece there. Just an amazing piece to represent the movie. And on top of that, we have the SpongeBob movie car by Jimmy Johnson. We have the 48 right there, baby. We found at the thrift store to represent Jimmy Johnson. And then
you gotta make sure you had the sun, because the other you're talking about a whole different person.
Yes. So man's car is kind of like in my memory bank as like a part of the nostalgia of the SpongeBob movie. Like I don't even really know what his other cars look like, nor have I ever seen one of his races. But
I believe his cars are just normally decked in Lowe's.
yeah, I've never seen it before, but this SpongeBob one is just clean. So I've never had this particular little figure here. So I'm glad to add this one in. I was pumped to see this one. So these two together are just both kind of movie inspirational products here.
I love the blister on that one.
Yeah, the blister is everything on there. And this guy, I don't know, which one I like more.
Honestly, as much as I like the design, this is sick.
This is
sick. Pretty sick.
The nostalgia of this one's everything, but the design is just so creative and so fun on this one.
You don't get things that launch people usually.
Not much, not often. Not enough. So I had to pick a character so we could actually fling him. Let's go ahead and put him there. Of course. Boom!
Whoa! Maybe it's for like pickle throwing or something.
I think it is. I think it maybe shoots like little Krabby Patties. We'll put the image on screen of what it actually came with. But so far I've been collecting all these Imaginext figures loose.
That one's just too sick.
And it comes with the figure. Like he's not a part of it. So that's another one of the Imaginext figures checked off. Like I think we are really close to having every Imaginext SpongeBob figures. I think we just need a couple from the Sponge Out of Water movie. And I think that and maybe like one or two here and there. We're pretty dang close to having all of them.
Because we have the newest ones, right? The Camp Coral.
Yep, we have that one brand new right there.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so this guy goes for about $20, and this guy only goes for about $5. And I think why that is like, I mean, that's actually a fun price because you can get a SpongeBob movie item for $5 in your collection, which is sweet. But I think why that probably is not because of the fact that it was a SpongeBob item, but because it was a NASCAR item. And NASCAR collectors, they've been around since forever. So they were likely really well preserved, and a lot of them were probably collected just due to the fact that it was NASCAR collectors and car collectors that were actually picking these up rather than SpongeBob collectors. Being that, you know, we would have all been kids. All right, keeping it moving here. We have a few more items. Let's get them all out. Let's get our electronics out. We're almost done here. We got a SpongeBob plug and play here.
Hey.
That's a classic, of course. Interesting about this one though is I think this might be some kind of middle design.
A middle design.
Yes, it's kind of a weird one. If you look at the original one, it's got the gloss on the eyes. You can see the gloss clearly, right? But in the second edition one they made that has 2 buttons, the eyes are more of a matte color. So it's like more of matted, like less smooth, a little bit more texture to it. This one is the original design with the 1 button, but it has the matted, like painted finish for the eyes. So I think this is a later version of the version 1 that was before version 2.
Maybe they were testing out the mat.
Yeah, so just an interesting piece to kind of have that midpoint like version of it. So we have that one right there. I'm assuming it has the same games on it, not super pricey. And then this alarm clock. Its batteries are still on. This was in a storage unit, probably sitting there for at least 14 years. And the batteries are still running on this. That is, and it's actually not that off on the time. It's only off by like 20 minutes.
That's crazy.
That is absolutely insane. I don't know if I would trust an alarm clock that doesn't have a plug, because if those batteries die, you know, then you don't have an alarm. But hey, they also lasted 14 years, so maybe you're okay. You can have one late day to work every 14 years. Yeah, who could complain, right? But yeah, it is a really cute alarm clock. There's been various different SpongeBob alarm clocks. I just don't feel like this is a super common one, but I also don't know if it's a super desired one. Just an interesting piece nonetheless. And we could use a little digital clock here. I asked you about what time it is, and Mitchell's not here. I don't know what time it is. I just kind of hope that I could figure it out from the little bit of light that you can see underneath the door. Because Mitchell's got a watch.
Yeah.
I have a watch too, but it doesn't work the same. All right, so let's add these guys up. Let's get all the items up to finish this up, and we'll do the grand total here at the end. So next up here, we have a SpongeBob notebook. Snow pain, snow gain. And this is a hockey notebook. Again, I had a nostalgic item for me. I had this notebook as a kid. This isn't the same notebook, because otherwise it would be filled up with a bunch of random doodles of kids in my class and different little S's that I had made that looked like graffiti, stupid stuff. But this one right here I did have, so it's super nostalgic just to see that cover right there. Value, probably nothing crazy, but still an awesome piece. And then I also, these two completely random Nicktoons packs. I have no clue why somebody only had 2 of these in their storage locker. I asked them to look to see if there was more, if there was a box. Just these 2 miscellaneous Nicktoons trading card packs. I would love to know the history as to why these ended up like this, but nonetheless, these are definitely not easy to find nowadays, so I'm glad to have them there. And our final item, this was actually one item that was not picked up as a part of our haul. I did find this one on eBay. I was looking for this tin in particular because, again, nostalgia. You're gonna hear me say I had a lot of SpongeBob stuff as a kid, but I really did. Like, I had quite a SpongeBob collection as a kid. Unfortunately, that was given to a family friend that I will always, my mom told me to stop talking about that on the show because she feels bad already, but I'll always talk about it a little bit because it hurt my heart, and I know that wasn't her intention. She was just trying to help somebody else, but I had this SpongeBob tin. I got this for one of the Christmases, and I wanted to get this exact one. Like, we do have some full body SpongeBob tins, but I remember this one in particular with a thumbs up. So I was just looking for this tin online, and then I ended up finding one. But not only did I find it, it was also completely filled with Nick Candy, the original, the first ever version of the SpongeBob Krabby Patty. The Nick Candy SpongeBob Krabby Patty is in there. I could not believe it. Like,
just know that thing is solid as a rock.
Super solid. I was not even looking for them, and the price that I got it for was like $20. And I don't know, but usually just these little Krabby Patties can sell for like $10 each. So that's 1, 2, 6, 7, maybe $70 of Krabby Patties if we're going based off of that. I'm just gonna keep them in there because it kind of makes you kind of feel like, maybe I'll give them away and slowly put some of them on whatnot, but I think I'll keep at least one of them in there just for the nostalgic of how it came. But there we go. That's it right there, the tin. I can't wait to add this down there with the rest of our tins. It even has the nutritional facts there as well for the Krabby Patties. All right, so on that note, we gotta check out all this stuff really quickly here so we can add it to our total. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment down below. We're gonna check this stuff out, of course, add it to the collection. If you guys wanna support the show further, you can go check us out on Patreon. You can sign up for only $2 now, and you get 100% ad-free and extended versions of every single video that I upload, including this one, and almost a year of extended other videos that I've uploaded throughout that year with behind the scenes and extras in those videos that you just can't add here on YouTube. We have so much fun over there, so just come hang out with us. And we also get invited to our Discord as well too. You can hang out and talk with a bunch of other collectors and also people that are nostalgic just like you. And again, it's only $2 to sign up. And you also can hang out on our Whatnot streams. We're live every single Friday where you could actually win our giveaway again of the 4-pack metal figures. And big shout out again to Jada Beta Toys for sending this over. Appreciate it. I know you guys are gonna appreciate it too. So big shout out to them. And again, if you guys haven't picked up the toys over at Five Below, I recommend you picking them up. If you don't end up winning the giveaway, there's always Five Below, and you can get them for an amazing deal. It's an incredible price point, $5 each on these beautiful figures. So go check all that stuff out. Let's go ahead and get our total here though. All right, so these guys go for about 10 bucks each. So that raised us up a lot. We did find listings that sold for that much. Probably would take some time, but nonetheless, 10 bucks each. So that's $70 of Krabby Patties. These guys surprisingly go for like 30 bucks for no reason. It was random. This guy, like, only 10 bucks though. It's just the prices are everywhere. $10 for this guy. The 10 for this itself goes for about 10. And then these guys here go for about 11 each. And we get $5 for the little notebook here. But here's a little wager I'm making with the audience here, and also with myself. Remember that video where I ate the SpongeBob cereal?
Yes.
The disgusting, heinous, original SpongeBob cereal that was expired for over 20 years at that point?
Yes, I remember this.
I'm trying to keep talking until I get the key out of here, but I think that we don't have enough time in the world for that. So, how about this little bet with me, you, and the audience? If this show ever gets to 200,000 subscribers, we're not even at 100,000 yet. That is too close. So it's possibly too soon. If we get to 200,000 subscribers, I will come back into this vault here, which as of right now only contains my Patrick's license. I will eat, or at least try to eat, the nasty patty. I will try the original Krabby Patty as a celebratory wager with myself and with you guys to see if the taste holds up. Is there any flavor left in this thing after over 20 years, 21 years, or maybe even more years by then? We'll find out. And how crunchy or hard is it? Hopefully I will find out, but hopefully I live through it. So that is going in the USPS vault here. And who knows, I'll probably forget I even said this.
Yeah, it's probably likely.
And then I won't have to do it. There we go.
That's not how that works.
There we go. I'm already supposed to, at 100,000 subscribers, open up my slime shoes. So we're gonna find that out hopefully soon if we can get it done. Hopefully we get to 100K, I don't know, by the end of this year. That would be amazing. But you know, that's the new wager for the next goal, is for 200. I'll do a different wager of some kind every 100,000. All right, so our grand total price was what?
331.
331. Let's just make it 330. Save $1 there. 330 bucks from 80. An incredible value. I truly didn't believe we were gonna get that high. There we go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for staying tuned here. Go ahead and leave a comment, nasty patty, in the comments down below if you actually made it this far in the video. And on that note, again, stay tuned. We're gonna add some of this stuff to the collection. But before that, you know the drill. Scan it. Okay, so the hash-slinging slasher is going right up here on the Galay grub. Put him right on top of SpongeBob's head there. I think that fits in perfectly, and it looks so clean. The only black item really in this room, but it just somehow just knowing who it is and what it is works perfectly. All right, and our bubble blowing Universal Studios cup is going right there with the green label stuff. That is in the green label era, so it technically should go there. Jimmy Johnson's car is going right by his number. All right, Mr. Krabs is going right outside his business. Until we get a bigger Mr. Krabs, I think that'll do the job. And Nighty Nightmare is going here with our big box PC games. All right, we added another Bobby Boy here in the SpongeBob vintage box tins. Okay, so this thing right here, I'm gonna just put it on display here. Again, this whole display, I just don't want anybody getting too used to it. This whole display here is all ready to come down because once we get enough of books, it's just gonna become bookshelves. So we really need to prioritize the space for the books. But for right now, we haven't had enough books to go up there yet. So we have this guy on display right here, and we have some books to add. So let's go ahead and see here. I don't think we have this one, so that would be in the SpongeBob book section, and it would probably land about here. I'm looking over here too. We do not have this one, so let's go ahead and add this guy in. All right, so there we go. The Reader's Collection hardcover is in there now. And then with our SpongeBob chapter books, I know we don't have this one, but just making sure we have it in the right area here. looking around here, it looks like it lands in somewhere around here. So let's go ahead and insert this one. Boom, there we go. Another new chapter book added. So that's it for this video. Go ahead and check this video out. It's our most recent video so you can see what we're up to. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll see you guys over there. And as always, Rep Pack, I will see you beautiful people in the next one. Adios and bloop.